Hello, Jackson here. Welcome back to Daily Endeavours for the 11th of June. As always, there'll be timestamps in the description. If you want to, just look at one of these options in particular, you just want to skip all the other shit. We've got Flame Atronachs, Dual Seams, Patrolling Horror, Dining Room Furnishings, Black Sacrament, all 10 seals. It's an okay set. The only thing is, I don't like this one myself, and I'm not a big fan of this one either. Mainly because of the DLC part. I would say Dining Room Furnishings, Dual Scenes, and Flame Atronachs is the way to go. Because all these are base game. Despite it saying in this one that you learn this delicate art through the Somerset chapter, it's fucking bullshit. You don't need Somerset to be able to mine them. You just need to be able to... You just need it to be able to use them in any other effect. But as for doing the actual endeavor, you don't need Somerset for this. It's base game. Whereas... yeah, this one requires Dark Brotherhood. This one doesn't require anything, but I guess it will require a fair bit of gold. Because Dining Room Furnishings, a fair bit of gold or like a very small amount of crowns. Not my recommendation for that. Definitely use gold if you can. But I'll go through the options here. So I'll start with this one. Oh, sorry, no. I'll just explain this one real quick. I don't like this one. Main reason is it's very unreliable. So you have to go to Imperial City. And there are 2 patrolling horrors in each of the districts. Everyone has 2. They're all different. There's like they're all like major Daedric creatures. You know, you got a big clan fear. You got a Ice Atronach, a Flesh Atronach. There's a Wing of Twilight. It's called Baron Thirsk. You know, you got all sorts of shit. They're all different. They are basically world bosses that wander around in the Imperial City. They're impossible to miss. They're fucking huge. If you go stealth, they have a big blue ring around them that detects the out of invisibility or cloak, and yeah, they're quite tough. They're like sort of older DLC boss, like world boss levels of difficult, and they're all different. Like some are way easier to find than others. I believe Thirsk is one of the easiest, but it's been ages. I wouldn't do this though. The main reason is... there's 2 main reasons, I should say. Firstly, this is a PvP area. This is the fucking Wild West as far as this game goes. That means wherever you're going through these areas, like if you see another player from an enemy alliance, they'll just you can fight each other, and odds are they will. And 2, the bosses are quite tanky. They take some time to kill. So if you're on your own, the odds of you, the chances where you'll be fighting the boss and just another player will come out of nowhere and just fucking gank you and beat the shit out of you is pretty damn high. Especially in the time of when these events are on, or when these endeavors are up, and when it's on prime time, obviously. So I just try to avoid these because the amount of times you'll just go in, try and kill one, and then just either a group will just rock up and kill you, or just another player will gank you from out of nowhere with fucking bow spamming. So if you do want to do this one, again, don't recommend it, but if you are going to do this one, try and find a group. Ask around, see if there's a big... if the amount of players on one of the alliances is higher, try and go that faction and just try and see if you can go and follow them around, and maybe you'll be able to find one. But I reckon the other options here are better. This one will require some gold to get a dining furnishing, but you need 1 furnishing, and then from that point you can do this one really easily from any, whenever it comes up. Super easy. So I'll cover this one. So what you want to do first is make sure you have a house. There are 3 houses you can get for free, depends on your alliance, but you want to come to this location here, just northwest of the Wayshrine in Volkagard. This lady here, Philan Demarie, she gives you a quest when you talk to her. What you do is you'll just talk to her, and you'll complete a quest. And this thing here, if you haven't got the house yet, you'll unlock one of the 3 houses. So in order to check these houses here, you go to the map tab, and there's a little thing over here, houses. The ones you have collected will show up at the top, and you'll either have Emily Flask In Room, Rosie Lion, or you'll have Morris Kiss Public House. Just depends on your alliance. So pick one of these, and yeah, from this point, you got a free house to use for this, and now we just need a dining furnishing. As far as dining room furnishings go, there are a specific group, but the problem is, unlike all the other good furnishing endeavors that we get, there's none that you can just buy for 100 gold from an easy location. Pretty much all the available ones are either going to be from crowns, from the luxury vendor, which isn't up right now, or like super expensive ones from like getting certain achievements. So what I suggest you do instead is go to guild stores and look up all furnishings. I'll link this in the description. You want to have a look at these, and basically anything with the name bench, chair, counter, or table, just look them up. So in this case, we'll just go chair and just search. And so when you look at these, you want to look at the top left of the item description. It says furnishing dining chairs. If the second thing says dining, that will work. Now the issue here, obviously, as I said before, you've got to have some gold for this. Now I wouldn't personally spend this much gold on trying to do this, because that's fucking way too much. There will be things that are cheaper. You just got to look around. Yeah, I mean, bloody two. Oh, you try the Breton rocking chair, I suppose. But yeah, stuff like this, that's what you're looking for. I know it's a fair bit of gold, but you just buy one of these, and then you never have to buy one again. So, just try and find one. Oh, god damn it. I even twisted my camera too. Alright, so the other option is to buy a common table slanted. This counts as a dining furnishing. You buy this for 270 gold. You can build it. You can obviously look it up too if you want to like try and see if you can find it on guild stores. But this one, you can craft this at level 1 without any like prerequisites. You just need 3 things. You need hardwood, nickel, and pitch. Pitch and nickel are easy to get. Nickel, you can literally buy it from the same vendor here for 15 gold each. Nickel. Pitch is pretty common from woodworking hirelings, from like you can get a very, very cheap on guild stores in large quantities, and you can also get them from refining raw materials, which you'll probably get quite a bit if you do the refining with wood for the Endeavor. You'll probably have some of those lying around. Now the issue is the heartwood. That's going to be the pain in the ass bit. If you do have 2 heartwood from like farming wood in the past, you'll be fine. But if you don't, trying to get your hands on heartwood can be a fucking nightmare, because what you got to do is you got to go to guild stores, or you can just, probably a better one is just to go find some wood and mine it, like chop it for like wood in the overland, just like random nodes, because then you might get some heartwood from those. But in other cases, you go materials, you go furnishing. Oh yes, chair. So we go, we look for heartwood, and as you can see here, heartwood is quite expensive, and the main issue though is that it is often sold in big quantities like this. You will not very frequently see like 2 heartwood being sold at a time. It's always like 50 or 100 or 200, so you end up spending tons of money not using like most of this heartwood just for one thing. So that's the main issue I have with this one here, is like starting it off is a pain in the ass, but once you start it off, unlike some of the other ones, once you get it sorted, once you've got one dining furnishing, you're good to go. It's like super easy. Example, so we'll learn this, we'll learn it, and then you go to a woodworking station, you go to blueprints, and you got the common table slanted. So we'll just craft this, and we put the item in our inventory. As you can see, furnishing, dining, tables, so it works. So those are the 2 ways I would suggest doing it. Well, actually no, there's 3 ways. I'll show you the other way, but I don't recommend the 3rd way. But I will point out that it is something else you can do. House is here. Pick the one you want to go to and just travel to it like this. So in this case, I'll just go Seabloom Villa. And gold. Okay, so what you want to do with this dining furnishing is basically just like this, put it on the floor. So housing editor, bottom right there, just hit that, whatever that button is. Browse at the bottom middle there, just hit that. And where you see dining, you'll see your whatever item that you got. And now you place it on the floor. So what this will do is now, all you have to do is press on the bottom left, you see it says undo, you just press that, and you press redo, and that also counts as placing it. So anytime that you put it away and then undo it, that will count. Now, unfortunately, picking it up and just spam placing it like this doesn't count. That's why you want to do undo, redo, just over and over. Now, if you have one in your house and you just want to double check, I should also point out you can go to retrieve and check here that there's a dining item. Some houses will have one, like the Seabloom Villa. This one here actually comes with a round marble table. Now, as for the 3rd option, what you want to do is, sorry, no, not there. Go housing editor again, go to browse, and then the purchase option, the 2nd option here, go to dining. Now, the cheapest item that you can possibly get is the Argonian Chair Rough for 20 crowns. As far as I'm aware, this is the absolute cheapest option that you can get for doing the Dining Furnishings one. So you can buy this for 20 crowns if you want, and you literally just need one. I know it's definitely function over... yeah, function over form, definitely. It's not the prettiest thing to look at, but it's super cheap, and this will be all you need to get this one done as well. But I would suggest trying to either build this or just like buy one for some gold, if you can. But every time after, it will be way quicker than doing this one here. Way fucking quicker. Yeah, so next up, let me talk about Flame Atronachs. So, there's a couple of good places here. Probably one of the most common that people like to go to is, I believe it's this side of the Spellscar. So, Spellscar here in Craglorn, easiest way to get to this area here if you haven't been already is Hackfield's High Hall over here. You can also use Demus Frescus or Eleanor Private Arena. All these houses here are relatively nearby. You can use home tours to get to them and just travel over here. So, yeah, this area here has quite a few Flame Atronachs, and you can kill them. The Willow Grove in Reaper's Marsh, this area here, also has some groups of Fire Atronachs. There's Flame Atronachs or Cold Fire Atronachs in Cold Harbour as well. They're just like littered around the place. I think one of the areas is around here, I'm pretty sure. Or over maybe up here. I can't remember too much about that. I usually don't go to those ones. There's some in Vardenfell. You've got some around here, some at the ruins around here, and I think they spawn in groups of 2 in one of these ruins nearby here. You've also got them in the Forgotten Waste as well. They spawn a fair bit there. Now, personally, I choose to go to a instance area, because that means no matter what's going on the outside, nobody can kill the stuff, and then like you have to wait for it to respawn. You just jump in on your own, because it's in a dungeon where nobody else can actually get in unless you're in your group. So you just come in here, everything's already like spawned, ready to go. They can't be killed by anyone else. You just waste this time waiting for shit to respawn. It's just more convenient. So, City of Ash 1 here, this is my preferred place. And what you want to do is you want to come through. Where these flames are, sometimes a Fire Atronach will spawn from these. I have a Imgur post. I'll put that in the description as well if you want to know all the specific locations of all the Fire Atronachs, but you want to come down here. You can go down the down that way as well. Like if you go this way instead of going down towards the scamps, there's a big jump and you can land in the water there, and that's another way. There's another one in here. But if you kill this group, another group will rock up from down the way. So, oh yeah, sorry, there's this guy, and then the group over here will respawn as well. So we've got these groups, and then there's another one that spawned from this fire here. So we can kill that group as well. And you've got one from here. Kill them, and then over here, you've also got a group of 2. So in each of these fires in the background here, over there as well, one spawns. So just kill one of those as well. Or 2 if you miss one of the other areas. I like to do this fight instead of the one under the tree. It's a bit weird doing that one sometimes. You don't have to go that way either. You can go down this way, and there's more in these areas here. Again, you just have to, like, basically as soon as you start the fight with enemies, one will spawn from the flames. Just come through here and just do that. Now, if you want to get here for the first time, let me show you how. So, I'll just show you an example of using home tools. So you want to look for Cliff Shade, this one here. So this house here is, I mean, obviously if you've been to Marlbrook before in Green Shade, you can get that way. But this is a house that's relatively close. The closest one I know of, anyway. Once you're here, oh, that's nice. Just leave the home. From here, it's just a trek through here. There's like a doorway here, and you come through here. Through this way. So I'll just show you. Past the way shrine, just keep coming up this way here. The gate over here. Wrong button. Trying to get rid of the rally point. Yeah, just ignore all the enemies through this area here. It's not really anything worth fighting. Yeah, eventually you make your way up here, and then City of Ash is just here. So as soon as you unlock this for the first time, now you can travel to it from a way shrine at any time you want. Alright, so now we get into jewel seams. So I should point out that while you're looking for jewel seams, you definitely want to be looking for wood as well. If you don't have the dining room furnishing yet, because that way, if you find some wood in the environment while you're looking for jewel seams, you might find some heartwood and be able to do that thing easier. Because yeah, the other stuff is just so much easier to get. So once you got the heartwood, you're basically set. Okay, so jewel seams. There are 5 times of jewel seams. Oh my god, I'm stuck. Alright, so here they are. So you got pewter, you got copper, you got silver, you got electrum, and then you've got platinum as well. So the one that spawns depends on your level and the amount of points you have in the first jewelry crafting passive. 50-50 chance between the two. So if you're max level with, if you don't have Somerset, for example, and you're max level, you'll get 50% chance of platinum and then 50% chance of pewter. So it's just good to know which one spawns, just so if you don't know which one spawn, you just like know what to look for instead. Because here's the thing: once you know what each platinum seam looks like, you know what every single platinum seam looks like. Well, sorry, once you know what one looks like, you know what they all look like, because they all have the same appearance. So every platinum seam will look like that platinum seam there. So once you know what you're looking for, that's it. You can find it easily. Now the main issue is also going to be that they share their spawns with blacksmithing ores. So if you see a blacksmithing ore instead, they don't count, but they can spawn in the same place. Like that's where jewel seams can spawn as well. Unfortunately, yeah, like blacksmithing ores don't work, even though they fucking share half the spawns. It's annoying. Even if you get jewelry dust from them, they still don't count. It's annoying. So sometimes this will be good, sometimes it'll be shit. It just depends on what spawns and where. Because all jewelry seams have predetermined locations, but they don't always spawn in them. So you just kind of got to run around and just have a look and see how you go. Yeah, you will get it eventually. It just takes a little bit of time. So yeah, there we go. I got a heartwood from that one. So that's the stuff you're looking for doing the dining finishing one. A couple of things regarding jewelry seams to make it a bit easier. So firstly, if you have Somerset and you've done some surveys for jewelry crafting, or sorry, if you've done some writs, you can get a survey from them every now and then. And these are basically go to a place that is shown on the survey, and then it has 6 nodes worth of jewelry seams. So that's a way to do it like instantly, basically, without having to look around. And the instants too, so they other people can't take them, unlike the other stuff. So you're not competing with other people. Not that you're usually competing much, especially outside of prime time. But yeah, that's one of the ways. If you want to know something that like makes it easier to see them in the wild, you can get the Keen Eye Jewelry passive if you have Somerset. This thing, it gives like a glowing effect on jewelry seams whenever you're close enough to them, which can help a lot. But if you have been playing this game a while, you will likely be able to just know what these things look like from afar, so you don't need this thing. That being said, if you know that sort of thing, you're probably not going to look at a guide like this, are you? And then the last thing is the Champion Point passive Master Gatherer. This halves the amount of time it's going to take you to gather these jewelry seams, so this can just cut down the amount of time it takes to do this too. Not by much, but it definitely does help. It's great for just general play and like running around collecting stuff. Alright, last option, Black Sacrament. So you can find these in the Dark Brotherhood Sanctuary in the Gold Coast. You need the Dark Brotherhood DLC, obviously. Getting here, you start with this race run. It's pretty easy just running over here. But you need to complete part of the main quest line in order to unlock it. So if you want heists themselves, you need to have completed a lesson in silence. It's about halfway through the main quest line for Gold Coast. It does take a little bit of time. It's going to be like the dining finishings one, where it's an investment early on, and then as soon as you've done that, you can just do it pretty quick from that point. Instead of gold, though, this time it's just going to be time. So once you got that, you can go into the sanctuary. Speaker Tyrannus is who you need to go to in order to start Black Sacraments. He can be found basically on the other side of the sanctuary. Now, I do think this one's worth doing. Just keep in mind that you will likely get a bounty, especially if you just want to rush through. I prefer just doing that because you can do it silently, and if you can do it quick, then absolutely do it silently and quickly, because mainly it just depends on how far you're into the Dark Brotherhood skill line and how much you care about the bounty. Because honestly, the bounty's tiny for this when you usually do it. So basically what it is you got to kill someone. The bonus objectives ask you to kill them in a certain way, but if you just want to do this as fast as possible, my advice is just go in and just fucking kill them straight away with just like regular attacks. Because it's just sometimes you waste so much time just trying to do this properly when you can just rush through, because there's no way to fuck this up. Basically, what I like to do is just run straight through and just ignore like everything going on. Like, even if you're not fast, you can just jog through. So basically, if you just want to complete this normally, like if you just want to do the endeavor, you have to find a target and you have to kill them. So this guy over here is who we're going for. This guy over here. They'll have like the Dark Brotherhood icon over them. But all you got to do is just go up to them and kill them. And once you've done that, then you can just leave. So what I suggest you do is, at this point, just run. Just don't give a shit. Alright, and we just walk out and that's it. So you can see I got quite a bounty. If you kill the dude with the Blade of Woe or with Vampirism, usually you can not get anywhere near as high a bounty. It's like 300 usually, and that will last like 30 minutes. So just go have dinner and the bounty will usually go away. But if you do it that way, if you just want to do it as quick as possible, you will get quite a high bounty. That's the only issue with doing a Black Sacrament is, doing that. So if you are worried about the bounty, just do this before you go to bed, or if you're going to go to work or something, just so that when you come back, the bounty will be gone. Because at the bottom right here, you can see this amount of bounty is going to take 3 hours to go away. So it's not crazy. It's not a big deal. So yeah, you can just wait for it to go away. That's what I personally do. So all you have to do now is, when you get back, just talk to Speaker Tyrannus. He won't be too happy if you've just done it like whatever. Oh, he said the Mother will be pleased. Whatever. Cool. But yeah, you just get a basic reward. So you get a Sith's Touch item. I don't think this set's very good personally, because there's just easy ways to become quick. But yeah, the main reason I do suggest doing Black Sacraments, though, I do think they're worth it for the skill line for Dark Brotherhood. So up to level 7, that is, because at level 7 you get Shadowrada. Now, in my opinion, this is not only one of the best passive in Dark Brotherhood, this is one of the best passives in the game, period. This thing is so fucking good. Being able to reduce, like basically not get aggroed by enemies when you're on your mount while you're going past them, you can get very close to enemies and not get spotted. If you touch them, basically there's no way to avoid it. But in any other case, you can move super fast and just like get straight past them, even if you go like right in front of them. And what that means is, one, when you're trying to go away, trying to travel somewhere else, if you're in combat, you can't. So you have to wait for that shit to go away. And if you have this, sometimes you can get away with not having been in combat, and you can get away, like you can go to somewhere else quicker. The other thing is when you loot an item, like when you go find a node, like a blacksmithing node, or in this case a Jerusalem node, when you hop off your mount to grab it, while you're on your way, like when you so if you're on your mount and you're like rushing towards something and you go past some enemies, and they aggro to you, and then you hop off to get the node, and then you try and hop on your mount again, it doesn't work because you're in combat. So if you avoid that combat by having this passive, it also means that you just hop back on and you spend less time running around. So in my personal opinion, you don't have to agree with this. I think this entire skill line, aside from this, is worthless, but this is fucking godly. That's Endeavor's done for today. So I just want to thank everyone for like hanging on with these ones being a bit later. The next few won't be any like later like these are. I just had long days at the moment because I'm trying to get stuff done. So yeah, I get home basically when Endeavor's reset. So yeah, it shouldn't be too bad for the next couple of ones. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. If you have any questions about anything, as always, just let me know. But yeah, take care everyone. I'll see you next time.